still in Sanpete County, Utah, after the Rat Fink reunion. I heard a story about a tree house down here. It's about 10 miles from Manti. A guy has built a tree house in a great big tree. Apparently this is quite the tree house, sort of thing that puts Swiss Family Robinson to shame. So we're going to go off and see if we can't find that sucker. Well, the treehouse turned up in the small town of Wales, and Wales is so small that, well, it was no trouble at all finding the treehouse.
It actually started out as just there was platforms that were in the tree from 50, 60 years ago, and we reinforced the platform so that we could have a zip line. And we had so much fun playing on the zip line that we thought, well, we'll just increase the size of the platform a little bit. And then that turned into something else, and then weeks went by and months went by, and pretty soon we have what we have here, this 5-story split monstrosity with a phase 2 being built on the other side. There's a bridge that goes over to phase 2. I did have a tree. We had a tree house that was a little abnormal when I was a kid too. It had electricity and everything. This, as you can see, it has electricity and power and everything, but it wasn't anything like this. This is my dream tree house.
Well, the treehouse is built from an entire collection of old used bits and pieces, barn wood and that sort of thing, old signs, as is the rest of the place. The old garage here isn't old at all. It's only a couple of years old. A nice truck, by the way. The house itself is a Civil War era. Turns out he bought it for just $5,000. The house has been completely renovated and is stunning, but let's get back to the treehouse. The treehouse is 80 feet high. Here we are up at the very, very top on the roof of the top floor, which substitutes as a little balcony. You might think being 80 feet up would be a little unnerving, but actually it's quite comfortable.
We were here one weekend, and then this carload drove up of people that were all the way from northern Utah and Logan. And they said that they had heard about this treehouse and they were heading down to Vegas. They decided to take a deviation so they could see the treehouse. And so they all piled out and had a great time walking around it. We've had 17 kids sleeping here all one night. They just lay out their sleeping bags. The adults like it as much as the kids like it, so we just all hang out here and we all get to work on it. I think that's one of the things we enjoy the most, is actually all the people coming together and working on it. It was like a big barn raising, Amish barn raising or something, when we have a group here working on it. Well, the kids seem to enjoy the finished product, but they get involved too. They see we've taken all the knot holes, and just like the old farmers used to do, you take the old tins and cover them over. So this is a project little kids do. They love to nail the tins. We just, every time we save the lids from the cans, and then we fire them, every time we have a bonfire, we throw them in there, and the kids nail those on. So there's a project for just about everybody. Well, it's like they say about New York City. It'd be a great place if they ever finished that. I don't think we'll ever finish this treehouse.
Well, all the stories of the treehouse turned out to be not only true, but actually rather understated. I was expecting something incredibly cool, but good heck, that was incredibly cool. Now I'm sort of revisiting the whole idea of having a treehouse of my own at some point in time. Problem is, I don't have a tree anymore, so that's going to pose something of an issue. But maybe I can get a house with a tree at some point and then build a tree house of my own. Well, do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Look for the movies on Vimeo as well. Like me on Facebook, and do be sure to share all of this with your friends. I'm not sure how you found this movie on the internet, but I hope you didn't find it boring, and look for the next Toy Man video in a week.